Okay, today we're going to groom a 13-week-old puppy. You're so pretty. Yes. Are you happy, girl? She's been freshly bathed and blow dried this morning, just a little while ago. And I raked her back in the bathtub while she was wet with an extra fine rake. That gets out the bulk of the back coat, meaning the really bulky stuff. So as you can see, there's not, her back coat looks really, really good for a 13-week-old puppy because I do that every time I wash her. So I wash her and I soak her up and I use an extra fine rake and I go from the top of the neck all the way down to the rear end. And I also come down just ever so slightly down on the sides, like that, on both sides and down over the shoulders. And that creates the natural blending for the side coat without having to card a lot. So at this point, I also use Karen Osper's carding knives, and I card after she's been blow dried. So, and I do it every week. So that's how you get this nice puppy coat, which, normally they would have a really thick back coat, and she did. But I do this every week, and I started about 10 weeks old. So I just make sure the skin is pulled taut. And right now I'm using the medium Karen Osper carding knife, butter knife. And I'm holding my knife almost flat, just almost. And pulling it through. You have to apply some pressure to really grab the dead undercoat. I'm doing a video. That was my son. So I'm gonna go down the sides just a little bit. And it's okay if you're, touching the long hair. Again, that's how you, blend into the side coat. Again, over her hips. And you have to kind of pull the skin, like I said, taut to be able to grab that hair. Around. And she's been, groomed every week since she was, about 4 or 5 weeks old. She was born here, so, it's fine if your puppy didn't get an early start like that. It's just important that you start now. And you do at least some amount of grooming every week so that they get used to it and this becomes an enjoyable experience and they're not stressed out. If your puppy is getting stressed out, just stop. Don't baby talk them. Just stop, pet them for a second, start back up. Don't baby talk them. That does not help. When you do that, that tells them that what they're doing, which is freaking out, is good because they're getting rewarded by baby talk. So I've done a little bit of carding on her back. I'm going to start my clipper work and I'm using my Kenchi Flash clipper. I'm going to start, I need to change the blade. So I'm going to use the detailer blade, which goes from a 40 down to a 30, down to a 15, down to a 10. I'm going to use it on the highest setting, which is a 40. And you can see by the numbers here on the side, the D stands for detailer. That's just a different blade than the regular 4-in-1 that it comes with, which is fine too. But the regular 4-in-1 goes from 30 to 15 to 9 to 10. So the S stands for standard. And I like using a 40 on their pads. Come out. So I'm just gonna lift up her foot. And what I do is I pull my hand, and I do this on the adults too, pull my hand all the way down to the foot, lift it up, so that my thumb is residing on the back side of her pad. And that gives me a guide where to stop. I'm just going to get these pads nice and clean. Oh, that does not hurt. And I try to be quick when I'm grooming a puppy because you know, like I said, I want to keep the whole experience positive. So, you know, long, stressful grooming is not ideal for that. It doesn't hurt. So I try to be as quick as possible. I'm not digging between her toes. I'm just lightly going over the pads. Good girl. Good girl. Same thing on the back. Turn around. I'm gonna lift the foot up, and I've got my thumb right on the back of her pad. You're okay. You can also do it like this if they're squirming around. So I've got her whole rear end lifted up with my arm underneath. So right now, both feet are off the table. Good girl. Okay. All right, so I shaved all 4 feet. I'm going to switch to my standard blade. And I'm going to start at a 9. And I'm going to start by doing her neck. So I'm going to start right here, just above the breastbone, going up. Good girl. And these clippers are actually very quiet, but I know on a video, for some reason it amplifies the sound. So, not sure what they sound like on the video, but they're actually very quiet. So once I get underneath, I'll go back down this way. All the way to the side of the neck. And I will blend that here in just a minute. Stop. Okay, and then from the ear forward, you're just going to scoop towards the face. Get these cheeks, get under the eye, again going forward. Scoop out this stop right between their eyes. Good girl. Stop. Good girl. Get on the other side. Puppies only have so much patience, so I try to be quick. And it's really best to do this when they're freshly bathed. Freshly bathed and dried means that day, not tomorrow or the next day. Because you will get a much cleaner cut. Okay, so then I also just skim right over the eye, take these eyebrows off, stop, carefully, and just ever so slightly on the back skull. I mean, I'm talking about a ½ inch right on the back of their skull to pronounce the occiput, which is where the neck meets the skull. Because you want to see that, you want to see this arch in their neck, so you want to see that right there. Okay, so I'll put the noose back on her. I'm going to switch my clipper all the way up to a 30. And I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to go straight down with the hair. Again, this just gives a clean look at the back of the ear. I'm only doing about the top third of the ear. Okay, and then don't forget to do the inside of the ear as well. Same length, we're not shaving the whole inside of the ear, just about the top third. You want that nice and clean. Good girl. Stop. Okay, then I'm going to switch down to a 9, and I'm going to do under her tail. Come here. And I'm just doing under the tail. I'm not shaving down the sides. Oh, it does not hurt. No, it doesn't hurt. And I'm not supposed to baby talk you either. No. Good girl. You're fine. And just get the tip too. Okay, so that's it for my clipper work. I'm going to take my Kenchi razor. This razor has a guard on both sides. You're not going to cut yourself or them with it. It's a hair razor. The razor just slides in and out like that. They come with a box of 10 replacement blades. And I'm going to blend this clipper line on her neck using the razor and a brush. So as you'll see, you can see because she's red, so you can see, you know, the line. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to lightly comb over it. And this is cutting hair, just like you would with thinning shears. Good girl. Turn around. Yeah, I see your tail wagging. Good girl. Okay, good job, girl. Then on her tail, I'm just going to go through with my fitting shears and blend the top and sides of the tail. Because, you know, I only shaved underneath, so this will just make it look nice and natural. I know, what am I doing to your butt, huh? She's like, hello. I'm not hurting you. I'm not hurting you. I know. I know, stop. That's enough. You're fine. You're fine. Okay, so that's not making her super happy, so I will do it with my razor. This is also a good way to use your razor. Good girl. I know. Alright, so she doesn't have a ton of top knot because she's just a puppy. So I'm just going to take my thinning shears and just kind of clean it up. I don't have to do a ton with it. I'm just going to lightly skim over the whole thing. Stop. Starting at the back. Stop. You're fine. But I also do use my razor for the top knot as well, especially on puppies. Hey. She really wants to go play with her friends. You're fine. No, you're fine. No, you're fine. Like I said, it's, you know, best effort when they're puppies. You know, get as much done as you can. little butt. All right. So this is the 10-pack of blades that the razor comes with when you buy it. I'm gonna put a new blade on because this one's pretty old. And you really know when you have a new blade on because there's a big difference. Okay. Big difference. So if your razor is not cutting as well as you would like, change the blade. Huge, huge, huge difference. So this is just blending the back skull. See, and that turned out really pretty with the razor. Okay. I know. It's just a terrible thing that we have to do to puppies. I know they have to get their nails trimmed and everything. Oh my God. It's just the end of the world. It is. You told me last time. So again, I just picked her up and I'm just holding her because just like when I was shaving her back feet and she wanted to kick, well, kind of hard to go anywhere when I'm holding you, huh? And her nails like barely even need trimming, but again, it's just something I do every week just to get them used to it. Okay, good girl. All right, so all we have left to do is trim her little puppy feet. So I'm just gonna use my slicker to brush her legs out real quick. This just takes a second. You're really just rounding the feet. All right, so I will take my comb, and I use an all fine comb, and my curved scissors, which my favorite, my go-to are the Kenchi Mustang micro serrated, always. Okay. Sounds like I got somebody else that wants it to be their turn. And I'm just barely taking anything off. Stop. I'm just rounding the foot just a tiny bit. The big scissor work doesn't come till they're a little bit older. Now, stop. It doesn't hurt. We are almost done. Almost done. You got like 4 hairs to trim. Yeah. Just go all the way around the foot. All right. So that's that. So just for perspective, we always work a little bit on stacking too once we're done grooming. It's kind of an odd angle to be stacking him. Good girl. I know. It's so hard to be still when you're a puppy. Yeah, it is. There we go. I know. Stop. Stop. Okay. We always want to look at their teeth. That's enough. You're fine. Yep. Good girl. Good girl. You survived. Anyway, that's our little puppy video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Enjoy your puppies.